Have you ever felt like you've messed up too much? Like your past is too heavy, your story is too complicated, and your mistakes too big for God to fix? Maybe you've tried to start over before and failed. Maybe you've been told you're too broken or too far gone. But what if I told you that what you see as broken, God sees as the very place where He wants to begin something new? Whether you believe in Him right now, or you're just listening because something inside of you is curious, you belong here. This is a space for women who are tired of pretending everything's okay, who just want to be seen and understood. Because the truth is, you're not broken beyond repair, you're becoming new. If you're tired of feeling isolated and emotionally drained and just want peace, confidence, and healing, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Rochelle, wife, mom, and your faith-filled recovery sister. I've walked through addiction and heartbreak, but found strength and stability through a relationship with Jesus. If you're ready for real hope, renewed thoughts, and a life that finally feels balanced, grab your coffee, girl, and let's do this together. Hey friend, I'm Rochelle, and I'm so glad you pressed play today. I didn't grow up a believer. In fact, for a big part of my life, I didn't know who Jesus really was. I thought faith was for the other people, the ones who always seemed to have it together, who went to church every Sunday, who never messed up. And that wasn't me. My life looked nothing like that. I carried the pain, regret, and guilt that ran deep. And for a long time, I didn't think I'd ever crawl out of that hole I was in. There was a time when everything came crashing down. I lost my kids. I lost myself. I ended up in psych wards, broken in every possible way. And I remember one night so clearly, laying in the hospital bed, empty, numb, and whispering, God, if you're real, I need you to show up. It wasn't poetic. It wasn't confident. It was really just desperate. And He did show up. Not in the way I expected, but through peace. A peace that made no sense. The kind that slips in quietly when you have no strength left to fight. That was the start of my journey. The moment I realized maybe, heck, just maybe, I wasn't too far gone. But I didn't become a believer overnight. It's been years of growing, learning, then unlearning, and letting go. And for the longest time, I couldn't even say the name Jesus without feeling awkward or judged. But the more I got to know Him, the more I realized He wasn't judging me at all. He was just waiting for me to stop running. Now, I say His name freely, not because I have it all figured out, but because I've experienced what His love can do. It took me years to get here, and that's okay. If you're not there, you are still welcome here. Whether you're curious, questioning, or clinging to faith by a thread, you belong. Because firstly, you are not disqualified. So many of us live believing we've ruined our chance at a good life or a relationship with God. We think our past disqualifies us. But the truth is, it's often the very thing that qualifies us to reach others. When I finally began sharing my story, the raw, hard parts, I thought people would pull away and judge. But instead, they leaned in, because honesty heals. Your story doesn't push God away, it invites Him in. He already knows everything about you, and He still calls you loved. He's not waiting for you to clean yourself up. He wants to meet you in your mess. So if you've made mistakes, perfect. If you've been through things that left you feeling unworthy, great. I want you to know, those are the places where His grace shines brightest. You are not disqualified. You are seen. and you are chosen. And if you're listening thinking, yeah, but you don't know what I've done, you're right, I don't. Doesn't matter. But he does. And he still wants you. Secondly, healing isn't about going back. It's about becoming new. When something breaks, we want to fix it, right? To make it look the way it used to. But God doesn't restore us back to what we were. He transforms us into something better. There's a Japanese art form called kintsugi. It's where they take broken pottery and fill the cracks with gold. And when it's finished, the pottery isn't hidden or patched up. It's more valuable because of its cracks. That's what God does with us. He fills the broken places with His grace. He doesn't hide your scars. He uses them to show His glory. And I'll be honest, that process can hurt. Healing isn't neat, and it's not fast. Some days you'll feel like you're taking 10 steps backwards. But that's okay, because healing isn't about perfection. It's about progress. I used to think I had to have it all together to be used by God. But now I know He uses me because I don't. The very cracks I tried to hide become the places He used to help others heal. So don't rush your process. Let Him rebuild you slowly. One moment, one tear, one prayer, or one act of surrender at a time. And lastly, to me, faith is a journey, not a finish line. When I came to know Jesus in my late 30s, I thought I had to know all the answers. But faith isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting through what you don't understand. There are still days I question. There are days I doubt. And I've learned that's okay. God isn't scared of your questions. He meets you in them. Faith isn't about getting it perfect. It's about staying close. Sometimes all you can pray is, help me. Sometimes it's just tears. But He hears both. Maybe you've been curious about faith, but you're afraid to say it out loud. Maybe you've felt something stirring, but don't know where to start. Start right here. Talk to Him, even if it feels strange. You don't have to have all the right words, just your honest heart. You don't have to come to Him already changed. He's the one who changes you. So what? Maybe you feel broken. Maybe you're standing in the ruins of what your life used to be, wondering how you'll ever rebuild. I get it. I've been there. But I promise, you are not broken beyond repair. You are becoming new. You might not see it yet, but God's hands are already on your life. He's shaping you through the struggle. He's growing you in the waiting. He's softening your heart where it once was hard. So don't let shame tell you this is the end. This might just be the moment where your becoming begins. Take a deep breath, friend. This is not the end of your story. It's just a new chapter, the one where you start to rise again. You don't need to understand it all to trust that something beautiful is happening. And you don't need to rush it. Be patient with your process. Let Him fill the cracks with gold. Because what's being formed in you, trust me, it's worth waiting for. Because you, my friend, are not broken. You are being rebuilt beautifully. Hey Mama, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, would you take 30 seconds and share it with another single mom who could use a little hope and encouragement today? It might be exactly what she needs. And please leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts. It helps more women find the show. It truly lights me up to know this podcast is helping you grow closer to Jesus. Alright, girl. I'll meet you back here next week for another episode. Until then, bye.